Juventus didn't score. We got 3 goals called back today, but that's a whole nother story that I don't want to get into.
VAR seems like it's a big issue right now.
Oh, don't start it. No.
I've seen lots of things pop up on my Twitter feed, just shredding it. A lot on offsides too.
So you see how red Mauro's face got like in the matter of 10 seconds? It's crazy.
I have touched a nerve.
It is a great tool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The potential it has to correct decisions that are completely missed. It is perfect for the game of soccer.
The way it should be used is great.
The way it's used right now is not great at all.
No.
The way it could be used and the way it should be used is only in, and this is in its definition.
Yeah.
VAR is to be used when a clear or obvious foul or infraction or any other stoppage of play has been missed by the referee and the other assistants.
I saw an offside the other day that was like fractions of an inch offside.
Millimeter, yes.
Back. Yeah.
Juventus played on the weekend. We played Hellas Verona. Verona in small city in Italy. It's basically like out of the 20 teams, they're in the bottom tier.
Okay. The idea for VAR is it VAR or VAR?
Yeah, VAR, video assistant referee.
So the idea of that is great because they have that in college football. They have in the NFL, where in the last 5 minutes they buzz down and a replay official can stop the play.
Absolutely.
The idea of that is great because look,
too far.
At these times it really matters.
Yeah.
But to not have it in that,
this is like the equivalent of calling down if there's a borderline strike in the MLB. It seems like.
Right.
In soccer, the offside rule is if any playable part of your body, so shoulder, knee, head, or anywhere on your leg, is ahead of the playable part of a defender, it is deemed offside.
So hand doesn't count?
What's that? And your hand up until shoulder out.
Okay.
So shoulder is the cutoff.
Okay.
So if I'm turned and I'm heading towards the goal and I'm like this, this right here is the cutoff.
Shoulder. Got it.
So my arm does not count. But let's say I'm going to move closer to Ameer. Like right now, my shoulder with Ameer, what am I, like 2 inches ahead of Ameer?
Yeah, it was
relative
close
to our cameras.
Yeah.
That to the naked eye is not clear and obvious.
No.
But now and this is not just Juventus. This is not just in Italy. This is not just in Champions League. This is across all domestic leagues that are using VAR.
Yeah.
And they're calling back every single play they get the chance to. And I wish it was 6 inches. We're literally talking millimeters
fractions,
for a lot of this stuff. Fractional.
This is not 6 inches, bro.
That's a foot. Yeah, that's a foot. But I'm like, literally, I had it like this. You had it out here. Like,
no. But
I wish it was.
You know what that seems like? You're saying that they're calling it too often. It seems like last year with the NFL, when you can challenge anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they've opened up the floodgates. They've opened up the floodgates for anything that is a micro millimeter off. Oh well, we got to go and review that.
Yeah, if it doesn't have any. I think offsides is stupid anyways. But
it's
such a stupid rule.
Offside is in place to avoid anybody from cherry picking beyond the defense.
Right, because who likes scoring?
But just have that as a
rule. Who likes scoring? Fuck.
Yeah. No, but you can't have that because it.
Why? Every other sport has it.
You can't just linger in the offensive zone.
Why not?
In hockey, you can't do that.
Which is stupid. We agree that that's stupid. It's stupid in any sport.
But at least hockey, you can stand behind the D-man and take a stretch pass.
Yeah, you can do that
understand offside
as long as you're in your own half.
But there's so much. I don't like it.
My point is
stupid.
I think you can obviously call an onside and offside. It doesn't have to be as cut and dry as it is.
Yes.
If it's just clearly obvious, just call it. I know that you can't have that in the rule book, that it's subjective, but I think that it's too fine with soccer where isn't the offside line always moving in soccer?
It's the D-man,
the last defender. It's all
which is
based upon the movement of
have a fucking
player.
line. Have a line.
Could you imagine that in hockey?
Yeah.
You can't go behind the last D-man to get a pass.
You know what it should be? The fucking goalie box. You can't stay in there. You just can't. You can be down the field, sure, If you're within a defender, like it's the defender's fault.
I think you have to have a line somewhere further.
Well, that's the thing. Like
but,
defense is so in soccer, like it's structured that defenses as a strategy will try and keep a high line.
Yeah.
And stay as close to the
any
half line as possible.
I feel like you'd be stupid not to, right?
Yeah. And that's the point. That's part of the game where it's on the attacker and their intellect to be level with the player. But if you're now taking it out of the player's hands to try and be two inches outside of where this guy's where his toe is, it's ruining the game.
So
to the naked eye, that's not noticeable.
No, well, how much more fun would soccer be if you could just
so much more fun?
Down
so much better. I got a question. I just genuinely don't know. If I'm on a 2-on-0 in soccer, am I allowed to pass?
So in the event that you are on a 2-on-0, there's no defender present.
Right.
As a player receiving the pass, you cannot be ahead of the ball.
Oh.
Yeah, the
ball.
So
you have to put it backwards.
If this is Ameer and this is Brant,
if you're passing
and Ameer has the ball, if I'm now
it has to be like a draw pass in theory.
It has to be either lateral or
like rugby. This has to be a rugby pass.
Yeah, you can
you can kick it. You can kick it forward to the guy where he meets onto it, but as long as
he has to be behind you.
Ameer is behind the ball when it is kicked.
Yeah.
He cannot be offside in any situation.
Stupid. It's so dumb. So like stupid. The fact that it's this fine. Make a line and say that's an offside. Just soccer.
I think it's
like the NHL, and the NHL should just fucking eliminate it.
It's a lot more complex than you think. It's not
as
so
much as we're trashing like the offside idea in soccer. Like they're the most popular sport in the world for a reason. Yeah. And the NHL is not for a reason.
You know what soccer could use more?
Offense. Scoring. Yeah, I'd watch it. If there was more goals, I don't think I'd hate soccer.
I can't
what
watch.
Do you do? You shrink the field? Like
you get rid of offsides. I think that just creates a lot of offense.
No, offside.
No. Just make
taking out offsides. Like, you'd have to shrink the field because
I just hurt Mauro's Italian core. I felt that.
Mauro, make a line like in the NHL.
Yeah.
No, but my point is taking out offside from soccer will not increase scoring. You'd have to make because you're talking about the biggest field of play in all of sports.
Right.
Yeah.
Aside from football.
Right.
And to take out or to just add a line,
it
won't make a difference. You'd have to.
You're telling me you can't score. You won't score more goals if you have a guy in behind a defender.
In theory, yes, you would.
Yeah, and like I don't need to see fucking 14 to 13 games, but give me like consistent 5-4 games or 4-3.
It's basically
not
like
1-0.
That takes and that's the thing. A lot of coaches are all tactical based. It's just like the Tampa Bay Rays. They play the analytics. They play
and they lost.
They play the tactical side of the game.
I feel like if you change the offsides to even the NHL, it would be like adding the spread in like soccer. You know, the spread offense in football. Like that's basically what it is because it's changing the strategy. It's like or the implementation in the 80s of like the West Coast offense with Montana. Like it would change soccer and it would be more exciting. It would be more exciting because there's more goals. Well, it's more exciting because it's more wide open and you can do more. And the thing that we're capitalizing off of is the youth and talent of soccer.
You're a soccer pure fan, I would say, right, Mauro?
Purist.
Do you enjoy? I wouldn't say purist,
but
on
FIFA. I'm just letting you know.
Right. This is Do you enjoy defense?
As an Italian, yes, I enjoy watching good defense because. That is my culture.
I think the problem is soccer fans then.
No, but that's
y'all are weird.
Italians have always been brought up as being this defensively sound system. Like we've always been known for defending hard and then coming at you with a quick counter. That's just our style of play. It always has been. So I've come to appreciate that. That's just me though.
That's so weird.
But don't get me wrong. I love seeing offense. I love seeing goals. But to me, like,
that's so weird.
I mean, I play goalie. Like, I like seeing a clean sheet for a goalie. I like.
Oh, so you're strange then.
No, he's saying that. Yeah. Because no. He's saying that because then he would face a guy 1-on-1.
Right. He likes defense because that makes.
As a goalie,
why did you lead with that? I didn't know that fact.
What?
It makes you're a goalie. It makes it
you're a goalie. Of course, you don't want offsides as a goalie.
Yeah. No,
come on.
Also by. Like for my first 16 years, I'm a midfielder.
On Mauro's argument, VAR in the way it is would be easier as a goalie because
much easier.
it's less to stop.
No, but my point is just from a soccer fan's perspective, I hate seeing the game being ruined by calls and then makeup calls because this past weekend,
or it sucked. I've heard a lot of bad news this week.
Yeah.
Roma played AC Milan in a game where the refereeing was so bad, and I didn't watch the game, but I'm just speaking based off of what I heard in the social media and
the Facebook.
No, I follow.
Oh, in the Twitter.
Yeah, no, Instagram. The referee and the assistants of that game have all been suspended 1 month.
Really?
Because of the poor showing.
That's great.
Name me any single league
that
would go and suspend a referee for a bad call.
You know what? Shout out soccer for that then. That's unreal. That should be a public thing for every sport. If your refs suck, they should be suspended and you should know about it.
And obviously I know that in soccer and Italy especially, we have a very big track record of match fixing, this and that, the other. So it's always been a big thing. It's part of Italian soccer's history that match fixing, especially with two big names like they were, can definitely play a part. But my only worry is that you start bringing the VAR and you start bringing that kind of refereeing into the World Cup, the world's biggest stage, and then you
VAR is a new thing, right?
They had goal line technology. Which is different. Goal line technology is just to confirm whether the whole of the ball has passed the line.
It was 4 years ago that the World Cup.
You know what sport has the best review, right?
Tennis.
You know what sport? Yeah.
Tennis is money.
Tennis is,
and that's what I mean. The trajectory of the ball, you can see where it lands. Yeah. That exact same technology was brought into soccer
it doesn't work as well.
To look at whether or not a goal has fully crossed the line.
There's no reason that any sport with like lines out of bounds or on the field of play, like if in
basketball should have it.
Basketball should have it on fucking out of bounds line.
Football should definitely have it.
Absolutely have it.
You can track the outer boundary of the box of the NBA. You can track the box of even
the
NFL in terms of
the end zone too. The end zone's a big one.
Yeah, like there's definitely ways to do it. Like if soccer can do it, like I'm sure that these big spending leagues have the funds to bring.
Even hockey on the goal line would make sense.
It feels like we're technologically we're getting so advanced, except like we're not implementing them in ways
sports isn't
for the actual sport to benefit.
The problem is there's too many purists.
The problem is the sport just doesn't think of that. They're just like, oh, we're just gonna
because there's too many purists. They're like, no, this is the game. We're gonna keep it the way it is.
Like what? It would literally help us all.
Yeah.
It's being like, oh, I don't want to get on Netflix. I like to download.
I like love Blockbuster. I really like renting my movies.
Yeah. It's like, what?
I love the disc.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like I'm all for bringing in video assistant refereeing into soccer or any sport, but just don't take the call away from the umpire on calling a strike 3 unless it's a blatantly obvious error. Don't go and make the guy look like an idiot, because if you're going to take an offside call away from a referee who called it onside when it's millimeters, why are they even there then?
Yeah, just go straight robot.
And it goes across the board for all sports. It's like if you're gonna go and nitpick at the very minute and obscure and the very, very, very fine details of the game that the naked eye cannot make out, why are there referees
get rid of it.
in the entire?
Yep. It's like when a guy's foot barely leaves a bag and steps back on when he's sliding or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Those stupid. Yeah.
I don't know. You opened a can of worms. Like
I know, that was cool.
I didn't want to go into this, but it really, really.
I didn't even write that down. Today. I just had that in here. How do you like that?
But even today, like we got 3 goals called back on offside. 3 goals, all on video assistant refereeing.
Were they close?
And Barcelona won 2-0.
Were they close?
So they're offside, but there's
2 of them were really, 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 really blatantly obvious.
Okay.
But one of them was like, oh fuck, okay, well. But all 3 of them were checked from VAR. It's not as if the referee was actually doing his job properly.
Well, the 2 blatantly obvious ones, I think that's kind of fair. Yeah, I think that's what the technology should be used for, or something like that. Like if it's night and day, that's offside.
No, but the whole thing in soccer is that you take a goal, one goal in soccer is huge
like 5.
That takes the tactics and it changes the entire complexion of the game, where the team is no longer chasing the game. They're not pushing guys forward.
Right.
They're not leaving themselves susceptible to any counterattacks. Like it has such a big weigh in on how the rest of the game can play out.
Well, It's momentum too, right?
And then you
it's
take away one,
sport.
I get that, but you take away 3 of them.
That's tough.
Yeah, but like if you're using it correctly, then it shouldn't matter the amount of times that you.
No, I agree.
You shouldn't have that goal to begin with.
Right.
2 out of 3. I have no
one
problem
was
with.
so
one
it's
of them
really
is like,
so it's really just one you're pissed about. Like you can't. You can't
it sucks that you had all 3.
And I mean, Juventus did not play well, so I'm not trying to use that as an excuse for why they should have done better against Barca. Barcelona had them beat right off from the off. Like Juventus did not play well, but my point still remains that you do this kind of stuff here. That's one thing, but then you bring it to the World Cup, and nobody wants to see that. Believe me,
when Mauro gets like I really do.
We never get Mauro fired up. We should do this more often. Because I'm just going to bring up VAR every single show. I think
it's because impartially, like this stuff's just going over our heads.
I'm getting a little bit of it, but yeah.
But like it's just funny.